Good afternoon, Tim. How are you on this beautiful sunny day?
I am good. It's Friday afternoon and the sun is shining. So yeah, all is well in the world.
I'll take that. I'll take that. So, Tim, tell me a little about yourself and your background, please.
Yeah. So I studied biomedical sciences, biotechnology, business, law. I have spent my entire career in technology companies or in research establishments. Came back to Northern Ireland 15 years ago. I'm chief executive of Innovation Ulster Limited, which is Ulster University's award-winning commercialization company. So it's the company through which we put our research and intellectual property out into the marketplace, whether it's through our own companies or licensed into other companies. I'm also the research director of Ulster University, so I look after everything from the research strategy of the university right through to governance, funding, ethics, and everything else.
Fantastic. And so tell me, how long have you been involved in Ulster University for?
Yeah, so I joined 15 years ago. I'd relocated back from London, where I was involved in a large technology company. I joined the university as its first director of innovation and then became chief executive of Innovation Ulster. And then sometime halfway between then and now, took over research at the university, and I am now the research director.
Brilliant, brilliant. It sounds like you're a busy man. So tell me, is there a particular business leader that inspires you the most?
Lots of business leaders inspire me. I mean, it's everybody from from people who work in retail right through to people who are running businesses, entrepreneurs. I think it's very fortunate in my role that I meet lots of businesses and lots of business people every day. And there are some people I particularly admire. Locally, I think Nick Whelan at Dale Farm is as good a chief executive as I've ever met. He's a visionary guy. He can he knows where his industry is going, knows what it wants, and knows and feels passionately that it's people that make the change in those companies, and it's people that drive them. So I think Nick is a standout local business person. I've recently stood down as chair of Young Enterprise. It's a charity I'm very, very passionate about. This is a charity that helps young people get business experience, get them into business, and gives them the experience, the joy of working with other people to create ideas, sell ideas, get those ideas out into the world. And there's a whole lot of wider benefits from doing that. Judith Totten took over as chair of Young Enterprise from me, and she's someone else I admire enormously. I think she's just brilliant.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I've come across the name a few times in doing this series. So tell me, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given, Tim?
I'll keep it work related. And I mean, I think the best piece of advice I've ever been given is about work is to build a bigger team than the problems you face. That you need when you're facing challenges, big opportunities, you build a team with the brains and the grit that can get you through that. So every one of those challenges is it's kind of a cooperative endeavor. So it's all about teams, building teams.
And who would be the first person that springs to mind when you think about the word success?
That's a question. I mean, I once very briefly met Steve Jobs many years ago. It was one of those rare occasions whenever I was completely speechless. And there, as you kind of driving away, and in the years that followed, all of the questions you could have asked the man started to emerge. And I think I asked him something completely anodyne, but he was came into the room. He set out his future, or set out the future of the firm, with incredible clarity and determination, and left. And it was possibly a 2-minute meeting that was as startling as any I've ever had. He was incredible, man.
Oh, fantastic. Great story. And what would you say are the top 3 qualities that any business person should have?
I don't know. Vision, empathy, determination.
Very good, very good. And how, in terms of thinking of strengthening the bond between the Ulster University and the business community and so on, what sort of things would you like to see if you had a blank canvas in order to forge those relationships and make them even stronger?
Yeah, I mean, it's been the last 5 years at Ulster has seen an incredible period of development. I mean, not only do we have the Northern Ireland landmark building now in Belfast, but we've seen incredible level of growth in terms of collaborative research. So we doubled the amount of research going on at Ulster University over the last 5 years. And the difference between where we were 5 years ago and where we are today is entirely down to collaborative research, primarily with business. So, businesses are hungry for competitive international edge. They see innovation as a means of delivering that. Research sitting at the core of innovation. So we are seeing a great deal of growth and acceleration of collaborative R&D activity, and that's business to business, business to university activity, and all of that's welcome. Now, we are on the cusp of the programme of city and growth deals happening across Northern Ireland. Ulster University is involved in more of those projects than any other entity in Northern Ireland. Those projects are the largest investment in the economic infrastructure in the history of Northern Ireland. I mean, so it's a colossal investment, but what that's doing is providing the sandbox for people to come and play together. And that next step is bringing companies into the fold and giving them the opportunity to take the ideas and put them to work. Now, beyond that, many of the companies that are in those conversations, that are jumping into those conversations at the moment, are there because of skills. They want to be where the smart people are, and they want to be where the fountain of skills and talent is going to come from. So that's been exciting, but it's all about collaboration, all about R&D, innovation, collaboration, giving businesses the tools that they need to succeed.
And do you have a particular favorite book or podcast that you'd like to share?
I don't actually read business books or podcasts. Yeah, they're more about art and fiction is more my thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the biggest challenge that Ulster University faces today?
I mean, I think we've the world that the world that has emerged from the pandemic is one that is still being shaped. So I think that provides opportunities and it provides threats. I think for Ulster, our focus, my focus is very much around the development of research and innovation talent. I want I want to ensure that those people early in their careers are getting the support they need to be leaders in their fields. And that's going to require a lot of things. It requires, the support of the university. It requires a high degree of kind of international cooperation and networks, building links for those people all around the world. So I think, responding to the question, I think given the world that is being shaped at the moment, for us, I suppose that the challenge is to give our researchers, to give our innovators and our entrepreneurs the platform and support to get out into the world. That's very much where we are at the moment.
And if we fast forward to 9-10 months and reflect back, what would a great 2023 look like for you and your organization?
Yeah, I suppose the starting point is to get the city deals launched, to get all the city deals launched and underway. So that would be a great thing in itself. We want to see partnerships for each one of those projects with companies, both Indigenous companies, international companies, and international companies that our Indigenous companies want to sell into. So getting those in place, and also making some key research and technology investments across some key themes. So, ensuring that we're making the right investments in sustainability and net zero, making sure we're making the right investments in the digital creative industries, making sure we're making the right investments in health, precision medicine, and advanced manufacturing, AI, and data analytics. So making those key investments that build out the promise of the future.
And if somebody liked the sound of some of the things you've said here today, Tim, and they wanted to reach out or get in touch, what would be the best way to go about that?
I have a very, very busy email inbox, and it's always where I like to see people. I am out and about at as many business networking things as I can. So always looking for somebody to come over and say hello. Always looking for somebody to ping an email, and we being the university, all our contact details are freely available. So yeah, but please reach out and keep in touch.
Fantastic. Well, Tim Brundle from Ulster University, thanks very much for your time this afternoon. It's been great to hear about your story, your journey, and I agree we are so lucky to have world-class R&D facilities like the Ulster University. So absolutely superb. Thank you very much indeed, and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.